I'm testing out the live stream now that is available to certain YouTubers who have a certain amount of subscribers or videos or views. I don't know how they're doing it, but I'm testing it out. So here I am, live. This is the best way that, usually when I do my videos and I say, you know what, I'm gonna go raw, live, uncut. And this is it. There's no editing. There's no fancy this is it. This is what you get. Anyway, today I want to talk about, of my broad ranges of topics, right? There's a person for everyone, right? As they say, there's a person who watch YouTube videos, and no matter how boring, how different your video may be, there's always that one person who may find your video interesting. Like, I have a lot of YouTubers that I watch, and a lot of the videos that, they do, some of them are boring. Some of them I wonder why. Why do I even watch them? But then some of I see, you know what? This is interesting. Right now I'm showing bad connection, where it says very bad connection. So this is live. And it's while I'm driving, so granted the reception will go in and out. So I guess after it goes live, I'll see how it is. But anyway, let's get right into it, because I can see those people already. Like, come on, man, what you talking about? What you doing? Entertain me. All right, so I'm not much of an entertainer, but we'll talk about money. As you see in the title, smart money. And the reason why I want to talk about this because, I recently had a conversation with my friend, and we talked about, he mentioned something that I always talk about, and I did vlogs on, which is basically cutting corners, ways to improve your financial health. If you watch like Dave Ramsey's shows and like these other smart money financial advices and stuff like that, you're going to see something that they all pretty much common. And usually they all repeat the same stuff: how to budget, how to save money, what to spend your money on, depending on what you're doing, like drive economically, it's a whole bunch of things. So this is going to be a live version of me breaking it down on my other videos, what I talked about, and just kind of like brainstorming, because I didn't write anything down. This is raw, uncut, so it's not like one of those professional videos, but things that I've like got common sense, but I'm just testing out the live. So you have to understand, this is just, I'm not even rehearsing anything, I'm just testing it out, and I'm gonna brainstorm. And yes, there might be periods of time where I'm gonna be like, okay, what the hell did I say next? But with that being said, you're watching this video with that in mind. I do appreciate you still here. Shows a little bit of loyalty. You're probably like, all right, man, get into it. But anyway, yeah. Smart money, right? There's just a lot of things that we, I've talked about with my friends, and things that I've taken, things that I watch on videos, and just in general, everything goes up, right? And we was talking about how everything goes up except for your pay. Now, and some people get raises here and there, Some people have jobs where they get mandatory raises, and some people just gotta wait and or get a new job to get a raise, or it just all depends. And then we started talking about how certain people have jobs with no retirement, no 401ks or anything like that. And this is important, because if you pay attention to what's going on politically, you talked about, they'll talk about how, healthcare, Medicaid, how senior citizens don't have enough money. And this is important, because if you have they're talking about how they cut Social Security. And I apologize for the quality. I'd rather, it's too dark in here, so I'd rather you see the road than my face. But I see it's like going in and out, fuzzy, trying to focus. Anyway, yeah, the healthcare, if you're old, Social Security only gonna help us so much. They don't give you that much. And if you pay rent, and you stop working, some people can't stop. Some people can't afford to retire at a certain age, whether or not they have a 401 or not, because it's like if you stop working, then you can't afford rent. Now, if you have your own place and you have your own mortgage, then you won't be able to afford the mortgage. Now, if your mortgage is paid off, you're a little bit on the upper hand there, because now all you got to do is pay the utilities, and maybe Social Security might cut it. But depending where you at, taxes, property taxes, so there's always something. I have, like, in one of my videos, there's probably going to be a video promoting my videos, because I actually do talk about a lot of this stuff in different topics. One of my videos, I talked about how you really don't own your own home, and you ever heard that expression, well, you have property but you don't really own it. Well, that's because you pay property tax, and even if your mortgage is paid off, you fully own it. There's no lien on it. However, you still got to pay property tax. The minute you stop paying those property taxes, of course, sometimes in a path, but eventually that town, city, whatever, would eventually put a lien on your property and will forfeit your home. They'll repossess the home, and I say, hey, look, you can't afford it, we're going to take the property. And that's how that goes. And it doesn't matter, like, you can owe like $10,000 and you can't afford it. They're just going to take the property. I mean, I don't know, there's obviously more levels to it and steps, but for the general idea, they're going to take your property. So, what happens is a lot of people don't think about, you're young, you don't think about your retirement, because you're like, that's 30 years from now, who cares, right? Listen, it's important, if you're watching this video and you're young, to really keep a good financial health. It's very important, because when you get to that age, it's too late. There's nothing, you can't do anything else. Now, I'm not saying that you can't afford to live, you're going to be kicked out on the streets. All I'm saying is, you've been working your whole life, you've been paying taxes, and then when it's time you're like 60, you're still working, or you don't want to work anymore, I was like, all right, fine, but then, like, you might make Social Security might be enough to pad you to survive with the bare essentials, but it won't be comfortable. You probably live in an apartment somewhere. You probably have government assistance. It's just not going to be comfortable. Or worst case scenario, you might get kicked out on the streets. I mean, it happens. But this is not really to educate you on, like, school you really, but this is just to give you an idea of the reality of the situation and what might happen, can happen. And it's just, you want to make sure you don't go down that route. So, if you follow these little steps, again, this is not professional advice. If you want professional help, you want a financial planner and stuff like that, go seek it. In fact, I might encourage you to do what my friend did. Call one of those Dave Ramsey shows on, I don't know what the number is, but if you Google it, they have, like, what is it called, Dave Ramsey University or something like that, or you pay a certain fee to help you out, and I don't know, get a financial advisor or something. But again, you're paying for this stuff. Honestly, a lot of the stuff these people tell you, you just YouTube videos like this and follow simple steps. And this is why I'm doing this. I think, like, of all the things YouTubers do and talk about their personal life and entertainment, there's a lot of financial videos that's very good, man. I mean, like, nowadays you get a lot of stuff free online on YouTube. You learn a lot. You could go to YouTube, learn how to bake cookies, and they'll do a recipe. They'll actually walk you through it as they cook it with you. And that's the beauty about YouTube. I love it. I love YouTube. I do. If I go on YouTube, let's say I'm buying something on Amazon, I'll go on YouTube real quick, and I'll type in, like, I don't know, I'll type in like, let's say I'm buying a fidget spinner. That seems to be the thing nowadays, right? The fidget spinners. So what I'll do is I'll go online, I'll type in fidget spinner, and then I'll see, okay, what the hell is a fidget spinner?
Watch out,
Like if you
vehicle
don't know,
stopped on road ahead.
and what I'll do is I'll just Google it, and then boom, okay, that's what it is. Okay, so if you go on Amazon, you're buying something, you don't know what it is, put that title of whatever you're buying, put it on YouTube, and you see what it is. For the most part, there's always a YouTuber out there who might review that product, and you might get a decent review on it, and you might know, oh, so that's what it is. Okay, cool. So yeah, YouTube, love it. So this video again, look, I'm sorry it's long, but it's meant to you know, give you a broad of everything that all my videos are basically talking about, and trying to, you know, piece it together. So I think again, all right, so there's a lot of things you can do, right? Now 11 minutes and 11 seconds, right? Let's get into other things, right? So one, well, I probably said a few already, but drive economically. Since we driving, I figured that would be like the first thing to mention, you know, even though I probably mentioned something else already. And again, this is raw, man. This is live. So I'm sorry if I repeated myself, but drive economically. Gas, you know, is one of the things that goes up, and it's like, who knows why? You know, they say that all the barrel of oil, the barrel goes up, this and that, and it's like, yeah, you know, like, okay, you know, it's like, yeah, you got wars and stuff, you know, this country attacked this country, and then like all of a sudden the price of gallon, you know, of barrels went up. You know, it's like, but if you didn't attack it, it didn't go. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, so now gas is up for a while now. That attack was to happen months ago, and the barrel of the gas goes up for a whole year. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, really? So, you know, instead of like stressing yourself out and say, you know what, this is bull crap, whatever, you know, how is it going up? And you know, I feel like there's nothing we could do, right? Because at the end of the day, we all get stuck at the end. We need gas. We need to travel. You know, a lot of people, they'll go to extreme measures. All right, you know what? It doesn't matter because I have let's say you have a all electric car, Tesla or something like that, right? Like, oh, it doesn't matter. I got a Tesla, so the barrels could be whatever, and they could go up to $8 a gallon, and it doesn't matter because I got electricity. And then, like, let's say electricity goes up. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter because you know what? I have solar power. So boom, there you go. So it's like some people counter that. So and that's a thing I want to mention. You know, besides driving economically and, you know, and cutting fuel costs because of your efficiency of driving, you know, that means you have to stop less at the pump, right? So with the economic driving, you know, not only is it good for your wallet, but good for your car too. You're not putting wear and tear and, you know, and stress on the engine. Your car will last longer. Your brakes will last longer because you're not, you know, stopping hard. It's just a lot of benefits to just driving economic other than saving money. Well, at the end of the day, you're all saving money at some point, whether it's you're not using your brakes as much, so the wear and tear on your brakes is good, and you don't have to do a brake change for another year or whatever it is they do brake checks, you know. I'm the type of person I just bring to the dealer, and I kind of trust them to do the right thing. I mean, you have a general idea when to change your brakes, and you hear it, and I kind of wait to that point where there's like the small signs before it gets worse. So brakes, you know, once you brake and you hear your pad squealing, they screaming for help. They saying change me. So, you know, it's one of those, right? Oil changes, you know. Obviously, the better you drive and you drive a lot of highway miles, then you don't have to do the oil change as frequent. Again, I apologize for the quality of the video. It's like is getting blurry, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're hearing me, right? The audio is still good. So yeah, I think driving, it's one thing you could do. A big factor is eating. I think that's like one of the biggest variable where people, spend a lot of money. So let me just tell you things I did, and again, I did a vlog on this, so it's nothing different from what I'm saying, and just test out. All I'm doing is testing out the live. Just trying to give you something while I'm testing out the live, how long I could go, if it cuts off, what happens if it cuts off. So I haven't even tested that yet. If it does cut off, then I'll probably start it again, or I'll probably just end it right there. But yeah, so what you eat, whether you're at work or you buy food for home, I just feel like if you go out less, you also save a lot of money. I used to go out almost every weekend, and now I probably go out once a month. And you know what? You save. I used to go to movies almost every weekend. Now I go maybe once a quarter, once every 3 months or so. I don't go out. It got to be a good movie, like maybe Fast and Furious I saw in the theaters, something like that. Other than that, it could wait. There was so many movies I was tempted to go, but I'm like, you know what, it could wait. So what else? All right. So I mentioned the food. I mentioned the gas. Again, when you buy food outside, and it's just like you gotta make, you gotta ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth, is it worth the whatever the premium price? And it's just I don't know. I just feel like you just really gotta cut down on. I'm sorry, I'm like lagging here. You really just gotta cut down that, like buying food. Like instead of saying, you know what, I want that premium. I'm talking about everyday work food. Like if you buy food at work, and I'm not talking about like going out to eat. Cause that's another thing. You go out to eat, you gotta if you cut it down, then not much should be said. But if you're one of those where you have to go, and or if you don't go as much already, just want to cut that down. So if you go once a month and you want to cut it down to once a quarter, just know, like, you're paying, at the restaurants, and again, I talked about this in the vlog, but tipping is one of those things that I think you watch a video, Google or YouTube, tipping is a scam, and you watch one of those, what's his name, Adam Ruins Everything, one of the funniest tipping videos ever. I'm promoting that video, but you know why? Because that video is so funny. And it's like the Adam, a lot of things you say is like, a lot of it is true. It's like one of those comedy shows where you laughing because it's true. And that's Adam. He makes a lot of funny videos. So one video he did, Adam Ruins Everything, that was funny was the tipping is a scam. And he mentions how, like, you're basically forced to pay. And I'm like, that's me right there. Because as much as I hate it, how much as I think evil, how much I agree with that video, like 100%, pretty much, I still give a good tip. For, like, not only for food, like restaurants, like I probably tip 18%. 18 to 20%. And that's like normal tip, but you're really surprised how much people tip less. And depending on what it is, there's times I tip 20% to like 22%. And you go to barbers, let's say you get a, I don't know, $15 haircut. Sometimes I give the guy 20, or girl, depending who does their hair. This last 3 times actually been cut by a female, and they did pretty good. One of them took long, but did a good job. But anyway, what you call it? I give them a $5 tip. you know. And if it's like 14, I'll still give him $5 tip. It's just one of those where, you know, if you $5 tip out of 20, that's, you know, 25% right there, right? Tip, and that's too much, in my opinion. But I still do it. And the reason why I hate tipping is because it's not tipping it. You know, maybe back then it used to be something like, "Oh, you did a good job," you know, positive reinforcement. But now it's just like mandatory. And then if you notice, and I might have mentioned this in that vlog that I did with the tipping, but if you notice, it's like you tipped them, and it's like you look at pay attention to the tipping. Like if they print out the automatic tipping, you see it. Like it used to be like 10, 15%, 18%. Now it's like 18, 20, 22. I'm waiting to see like 20, 22, 24. Because they just up in the game, and this is no accident. This is a what do you call that? There's a word for it. It's like a effort, a combined effort, and up in the game. Like, look, man, we all gonna just start printing this, and then it'll make it look like it's a norm. It's kind of like when that the beers. Again, Adam rules everything, but with the diamonds. It's like, let's just do this and make it look like it's industry standard. But at the end of the day, so I'm just really, what I'm doing when it comes to tipping, I'm just trying to go back to what I used to tip, close to 15%. I think 15%, 10 to 15 is like the norm. You know, because at the end of the day, the food gets expensive. You're still paying 10%. So if you get a $20 dinner, you're paying 10%. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, all right, look, yeah, it's only this amount, but now you get a $40, the 10%, it's you know, like you're doubling it now. The percent is always going to be good. So the more expensive, it's not like it's inflation. It's going to be 10% of whatever total is. So if you get a big dinner, it's 10% of that. You get $100 dinner, it's 10% of that. You know, it's just always, no matter what, it's going to be 10% of the total. But 10% is being cheap, in my opinion. So I say 15 should be the norm, because they upping it. Now people's like, oh yeah, give them oh yeah, how much is it? $50? Oh yeah, give them $20. Before you know, people will start tipping 50%. How much is it? Oh, $50. All right, give them $25 tip. You know, like, come on, where do you cross the line? To me, I say 15, even though I probably tip more than that. But yeah, keep that in mind when you're going out. You have to deal with all that. On top of the fact that the food is pricey. You know, it should be a treat once in a blue. Unless you're single and you're going out on dates, and you know, then you're gonna have to hurt your wallet for a little bit. But yeah. Speaking of which, I might have did the vlog on this, but I just saw this recently. It was like some kind of talk show. Like there was like, I think I saw it on World Star or something. They were like, oh yeah, you know, the guy should take out a girl, and you know, and I asked, do you want to split the bill? And he said yes. So that was the last time I dated him. And they're like, yeah, like, oh, he's cheap. Like, you know what, man? It's funny because it's like a double standard, right? When it comes to dating, you know, why is it that guys got to pay for it? You know, nowadays women work. Women's independent. Women's all about, you know, everything's all about equality. So, you know what? Why is it that guy... Again, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say, again, I would pay, right? But to me, think about it now. If I had to date, and this is probably why... Well, like, obviously, you know, guy would pay, right? But I feel like it shouldn't happen. You know, I feel like it should be equal thing. But, again, it'll be one of those where no matter what I feel and what I think, I'm still going to do the opposite and pay, because that's just what the standard is, right? It's just you could do something and you have to pay, but you don't have to agree with it. It's like saying, oh man, you're at a football game and I don't drink, but let's just say a beer, I don't know what it costs because I don't drink, but let's say a beer costs like $10 for a bottle, man. It's probably more than that, but just let's say a normal $2 bottle is $10. And I could I don't agree with this, man. That's bull crap. I'm trying not to curse, right? That's bull crap. And the people should have to pay that much for a drink, but I'm gonna pay it anyway. So it's just one of those where you just, no matter how much you agree, you're gonna do it. So just keep all this in mind. You going out to an event, going out to the movies. You're going out, instead of going out to movies, wait till you go on TV. Or a movie, even rent it. You could go in theaters and then you order it on demand or on iTunes or something, rental. It's $4.99, whatever it is, $3.99, HD, SD. And instead of paying $20 or $15 per person, $30, and then possibly getting popcorn, you paying $5. You can have it for 24 hours. You can pause it. It's just so much things. The internet, oh my God, it's just technology we have now. It's to our advantage, man. It's just really awesome. I'm gonna end this shortly because I don't want to make this too long. It's already going on 30 minutes. So if you're still watching, damn, I gotta give you kudos to that because this is not a professional video. I feel like I'm rambling, even though probably not. Well, I am. You can say I'm rambling, but I gotta give you guys credit. If you're watching this, unless you freaking cut it, what you call it, paused, fast forward it, and you're like, oh yeah, I was watching the whole thing. Anyway, I'm gonna end this soon. So I'm just trying to see if any other things that I can remember from my vlogs, because that's basically where I'm coming off of. Saving money, stay on topic, right? Just in general, when you go on vacation, that's the only time where I feel like you don't want to cut corners too much, because you want to enjoy life. You don't want to I'm not going on vacation, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I'm not going to go out to eat, I'm not going to go out to movie, and then fucking something happens, or a health condition or anything, just anything, and they're now you never enjoy life, right? So I want to say, at least for vacation, you should really go on vacation somewhere nice, enjoy yourself, and not worry about spending. Don't you could be budget conscious when picking a vacation, but don't oh, I can't do this, I'm gonna limit to this, I'm rock bottom pricing, and live a little bit when it comes to vacation. At least that, let that be a little treat. Anyway, I'll end it off here, because I really don't want to take up too much time. I might do another session and continue, maybe. So I'll leave this video, I'll upload it, and then I might do a part 2 to the live testing. Let's just call it live test. And I might talk about more budgets. Maybe I'll try my best to, maybe write a list down and try to be a little more professional with the second one. Maybe. But anyway, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate. Take care. Hopefully the live stream went well. And like and share if you want. Or look at my other videos, and that'll help out. Like and share those. Maybe they're a little more structured, more or less pause in between, and more on topic, because I was more focused at the time. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care.